Hey, I'm Jenny.
And I'm Hillary, and you can call us
The Garden Tarts.
Kissing lips and breaking hearts.
We have been bestest friends for over 25 years, and we love to talk you too.
We've had some super ridiculous adventures, and now this podcast, which is pretty much all opinion with a handful of facts thrown in.
Why a U2 podcast? Because as much as we love talking U2, we know you do too.
So sit down, grab a drink, and find us on Instagram and Twitter so we can chat.
So, hey everyone, how's it going? Friends, fans, and listeners and family. We, a few months ago, started requesting questions from listeners that you want us to answer. And we left it open. It could be about the band, about our preferences, about us personally. And we said we didn't have to answer any of them. But if you ask a question, you'll get a shout out. So this is that ep. It's finally here.
Finally! Feels like it's been in the works forever.
It has been so long. And I'm hoping people will send in more questions and we can do this again.
Keep this going. Yeah.
Yeah. This will be so much fun.
And maybe we'll inspire you to think of more questions by answering these questions. Isn't that what the world is supposed to be? Like an endless line of questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
So there's science in this and
everything. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
We thought we had the answers, but it's the questions we had wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this could all be incorrect. Both the questions and the answers.
Right. We also could be making the answers up if it's our personal opinion, because
you never know.
I mean, don't we get that privilege when we have our own podcast? It's like megalomania.
Megalomania? What's that?
I don't know. In my personal life, I do not have that.
So should we get straight to it?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Wait, firstly, what are you drinking?
Oh, you know what? It is because we're on lockdown. We don't have to do this in the wee hours of the night. So it's middle of the day. So I have some coffee, and I might have spiked it just a little bit with a little bit of whiskey.
I'm drinking Screwball and water independently, not together.
Yes, I also have some water because it is middle of the day.
Yeah.
So let's all pretend we're having whiskey and cake together. Should we?
Yeah. I haven't had whiskey and cake in so long.
Me neither. We should make that happen. Let's have a happy hour with whiskey and cake.
Okay.
We'll do that.
Yes.
Let's get to these listener questions.
Okay.
The first is from Mike L. And on Twitter, he is at Millo1992. And he says, I have a question for your podcast. If, heaven forbid, something were to happen to one of the members of U2, do you think they should continue as U2 or just call it a career and be done?
Call it a career.
Oh, 1,000%. I don't think I think it's inconceivable that they would go on.
No.
I think they will remain in the arts.
Yeah.
Because they are artists.
I mean, especially at this point in their career. I mean, if maybe, God forbid, something had happened in like the 80s, who knows? But now it's like they're just one entity, and that's the way they're always going to be.
And they say either none of us come home or we all come home.
Right. Don't go home. Except right now, I hope they're all home because, pandemic.
Yes. They should be locked down wherever they are.
Yeah.
Safe and secure. Okay, that was an easy one.
Yeah, very, very easy. Thank you for the question, Mike L.
Yes, thank you, Mike. This next one is from our friend Jo at Mad Flea, and she's in Portugal. If I know where people are from, I'll say. And, I love her question, but I think it's a pretty easy answer. She says, cake and whiskey forever for free or 1 hour chatting with the band. And if we chat with the band for an hour, we can never have cake and whiskey again.
I'm totally fine with never having cake and whiskey again.
I never, ever need to have cake and whiskey again.
No, I mean, we can always eat cookies and drink vodka.
Drink cider.
I mean, I'm not that attached to cake and whiskey. I mean, we've got other options.
Yeah, right. An hour with the band. Easy.
No more cake and whiskey. I'm good with that.
It would be nice if we could have our final cake and whiskey with the band.
It would be nice if we could have our cake and eat it too.
Yes. Ooh, our next one is from our friend Sid Sadowski, who you may remember from a previous episode.
We discussed his name prior.
Sadowski.
Yeah. Whether his real name is like Sid or if he goes by Sid because his last name is Sadowski.
Yeah.
And it could be, Sadowski.
Sadowski. So he has a great question, and I feel like we've answered this before, but we can answer it again. So he asks, why U2? It has a special place for all of us above other stuff we love, but why? Why not Simple Minds, The Cure, Def Leppard, Jethro Tull, James, Queen, Bowie, Beatles, Madonna, AC/DC, or whoever else? Why U2?
Why not U2, Sid? Why not?
Yeah, why not U2? And some of these other bands, like Madonna that he mentioned, they're really important in my life. But as you and I have both alluded before separately, it's like we didn't choose U2, U2 chose us.
Absolutely. There's no other answer for that.
Plenty of music that we love and is insanely important to us.
But U2 just came to us organically. Again, just like Jenny said, I did not choose them.
No.
I don't think either of us did.
I don't know that I would ever choose to hold on to something this tightly.
No, God, no. I don't think.
Why would I do this on purpose?
I don't know. That's a really, really good observation. No. This is, I love them to death, but the amount of time and money and energy that they have consumed from my life, it's a lot. I would do it all over again.
Me too.
In terms of the experiences I had, but if I didn't know what was out there, I would not have chosen that.
Right. So anyway, that's why.
Yeah. Good question.
Because apparently the universe just decided it so. Okay. Next question is from Kevin, and he is at Kevin S2U, and he lives in New England. He said that Rolling Stone ranked one U2 song in the top 50 of the decade. I think it was Every Breaking Wave. He says, discuss your top 7 U2 songs from the decade, and here are his 7. He said, Every Breaking Wave, Invisible, Love is Bigger, Little Things That Give You Away, Summer of Love, Get Out of Your Own Way, and Crystal Ballroom. And then he noted that while he made that list, he was sipping a Moscow Mule, which I can completely respect.
Very nice, Kevin. I feel like you've embraced the whole garden tart way of life.
Yeah, Kevin's got it going on. So did you make a top 7? So I did from 2009 to 2019.
Yeah, I did that as well. And I'm not entirely committed to this list. Like tomorrow I could have a different list where sometimes I make lists that I feel like will never change. But this one would change.
Right.
Would you like to read your list first?
Sure. So I said Breathe, Moment of Surrender, Every Breaking Wave, Crystal Ballroom, Love is Bigger Than Anything in Its Way, Invisible, and The Blackout.
Okay, mine are Song for Someone, Every Breaking Wave, Lights of Home, Summer of Love, Red Flag Day, Love is Bigger, and The Blackout.
Nice.
It's really leaning heavy towards songs of experience, and it is 0% No Line on the Horizon.
Which I would expect no less from you.
We'll get there later.
Yeah. I can't wait to talk about that album and see what comes of my feelings.
I can wait.
Maybe can't wait. Maybe I'm anxious. I'm curious to see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and maybe I'll listen to it and like it.
You're so funny. Okay, you ready for the next one?
I am.
This is from Anwen in New Zealand. She is our friend who does the Humans of U2 account on Instagram.
She is from the future.
Yes, and this one's actually really relevant because I think I just watched this movie the other day, and I think you've seen it also.
I have.
So she said, I watched the movie yesterday, which is the newish movie where the whole world except for few people forget the Beatles.
3 people.
Yeah, 3 people. Okay, so she said, I watched the movie yesterday. For me, a world without U2 would be even more crazy than a world without the Beatles because of the place the band has held in my life. If there had never been a U2, what jobs do you think Paul, Dave, Adam, and Larry would have? Totally unrelated to the music industry. She has a little side note that says her 9-year-old son, who is also a U2 fan, says Larry would be an engineer, Adam would be a comedian, Edge a hotel manager, and Bono a barber.
That's interesting. It's
very
interesting.
He would be fired.
I think that he would have had a short career in that. Let me just add, I think this is all extremely relevant to yesterday and the Beatles because I'm not entirely sure there would be a U2 without the Beatles.
That is very, very true.
So,
yeah.
Think about that one, you guys.
So let's think about Larry. I want to go like the Harley route, that he would be like a car mechanic or something.
So I think that after many, I think it would take him a while to find himself, but he would finally find himself and become a financial planner. You know, like telling people how to invest before they die. But I think he would be a financial planner, but I think he would be a financial planner that played the drums.
On the side, yes.
He wasn't just a car salesman. He was a car salesman that played the guitar.
Okay, Adam. I think Adam would be a art curator.
So I can see that too, but I could see Adam finding something young in his life, something arty, and then like retiring at 30.
Yeah.
And just being exactly who Adam is now. Like, you know, sitting on an island, collecting things and wearing sleepwear out in public.
Yeah, absolutely. Adam would probably be the same.
But I think he would have found a way to like be one of those people who retires that enjoys their entire life.
Okay, so that leads us to Edge, who, what if he were like a college engineering professor?
So this is how in my mind,
locked in a cave somewhere discovering stuff.
That's a good one. I think that he would have accidentally, you know, when he was like 20 or something, he would have accidentally discovered some sort of new technology. And he would have become like Bill Gates, but instead of being the Edge, he would have taken a totally different route and people would have been like, that nerd?
So we watched as a family last night, we watched Richie Rich with Macaulay Culkin. Mm-hmm. And have you ever seen that?
No.
I hadn't seen before either. Well, he's this rich kid of a rich parents, and the dad, Mr. Rich, has a scientist on staff who is creating all kinds of insane things. And I could picture Edge like being someone's mad scientist, just having limitless funds to just tinker and make up all kinds of mad shit all the time.
Great. I can see that.
Yeah. So,
but I mean, I think it would be kind of odd. Like, I don't know. Everyone would talk about him and be like, that nerd, and I don't know, how did he get such a hot wife or something? That nerd?
He would still wear a beanie.
Yes, he would. Okay, so
Bono. I think he'd still be a salesman.
What would you see him selling?
Anything he puts his mind to. He could literally sell cockatoos.
You know what? He would go door to door selling Edge's inventions.
There you go. They would team up. Larry would try to advise them financially in their homegrown business, and they would not listen. And Adam would just laugh at them all.
Right. I see Bono going in different directions. One is, I could see him being like a youth minister or something like that.
Oh, he would be so good at that.
Yeah. Also, I could see him being like a college professor, like teaching English or something.
Yeah.
Teaching, you know, poetry. That's what he would be. He'd teach poetry.
Yeah. He would probably focus on the Psalms.
Yeah, I could see that.
Okay. That's a good question.
Yeah. That was a good question.
I like that.
I'm going to think about that more because I feel like...
That was fun. I really liked your answers.
Thank you.
We have another question from her later on.
Okay.
Which is nice.
Move on.
Hey there, friends. Jenny here from the Garden Tarts, and I want to tell you about Anchor, which is the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, it is 100% free, and there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will even distribute the podcast for you so it can be heard across multiple platforms, including Spotify and Apple. You can make money with your podcast, and it's everything you need to create a podcast all in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today.
Let's move on to the next one. This one is from Wise 2.7 from England. And he has two questions. And this is really interesting. And maybe we can dive into this more when we do our Octum Baby app. But I think I have a pretty solid answer on it now from my perspective. So Hillary, this should be you because these songs are your babies. So the first question is, do you think the trilogy of All I Want Is You and With or Without You are completed with The Fly rather than Love Is Blindness?
I think that's an interesting question, but I don't think that The Fly or Love Is Blindness and that trilogy. I think in that trilogy is like the sweetest thing, or Spanish Eyes. Pretty sure it's the sweetest thing that's in that trilogy. I kind of feel like at the end of Little...
Do you think Song for Someone is in there?
Yeah. Now that you just said that, I think it is. And Landlady probably. But no, because, you know what, I take it back. Because those songs are more, like, All I Want Is You and With or Without You are more of songs about a relationship that struggles.
Yeah.
And I think that, I need to think it over a whole lot more than I have, but I really don't feel like, I don't necessarily think that A Song for Someone or Landlady kind of, now that I said that, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think that the sweetest thing is in that trilogy, but I don't know about, I don't see how it's a great question, but I don't see The Fly or Love Is Blindness in that.
I don't either.
But please tell me though, because I could totally be missing on that.
So curious about that train of thought, like what made you think of that? And also maybe when we are going through those songs, we can find a connection ourselves.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
Okay, so now I don't see the connection, but I'm really interested in that.
I'm open to the discussion for sure.
Yes.
So his second question is, have you ever tried listening to Octum Baby backwards, sandwiched between All I Want Is You and Zooropa? This makes a lot of sense to me. So you would go All I Want Is You and then start with Love Is Blindness going towards Zoo Station and then Zoo Station to Zooropa. I've never thought of doing this.
No, I don't firmly believe that there's nothing fluid in between, like All I Want Is You and Zoo Station. Like that's a full stop.
Yeah.
At the end of All I Want Is You, there's nothing.
Well, that's why he's saying going from All I Want Is You to Love Is Blindness and going Octum Baby backward.
I haven't ever tried that, but I guess I should.
Right. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Ready for our next one?
Yes.
These are from our friends on Twitter, Adam's Kimono. Adam's Kimono wonders, which of Adam's look is your favorite and why? Adam, he's always like, especially once he got rid of the big fro, just been so clean cut and kind of classy.
Yeah.
Like everyone else has gone through these kind of strange phases. Well, Larry hasn't.
He's had a little bit of that, but not much.
Little. I mean, the Pop Mart
hair out
wear was weird. I don't know which is my favorite. I
think it might be like Elevation, except that I get Elevation and Vertigo mixed up. I'm seeing Elevation Adam, that he just looks like a normal guy.
Right. He mostly looks like a normal guy.
Yeah.
For the majority of his career.
Yeah, like, I mean, if you saw at any given time, if you didn't know who they were and you saw, I don't know, Bono and Edge just walking down the street by themselves, I think just on a regular street, I'd be like, what the fuck is that?
Right?
What the fuck is that? So who are those people? Because they don't look like normal people that walk down the street.
Right.
Adam can pull that off. He can be a normal guy that walks down the street.
Exactly. Totally.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that I can't say that about Larry because I can't see him just walking down the street.
No.
In any scenario.
He's got social distancing down to a science.
Yeah, he does. I'm pretty sure.
He's been planning for this his whole life.
Yep. Like a cat.
Just like a cat. He's even cranky like a cat.
He is like a cat.
Okay, we've got 2 more. Ready?
Yes.
Here is Anwen again from New Zealand. She says, hey, lovelies, wonder if you ever thought of doing a feedback show where you invite people to write in or record a voice clip with comments, feedback for your podcast, or with their first experience or favorite memory of you two. Sure.
Yeah, I'd love to do something like that.
That would be
awesome. We ask every episode for you guys to tell us stuff.
Right.
What was your first YouTube experience kind of stuff. So that would be great.
You can absolutely. There's lots of ways to leave recording. You can through our page on Anchor, which is anchor.fm/thegardentarts, or through the Anchor app. It's a podcast hosting app. You could record something on like your memos on your phone and DM that to us.
Or
email us. Like there's so much.
Or you could write it up and we can read it out loud in voices.
Oh, that would be fun.
We get to pick our own voices to do. You might have a Southern accent, which I'm not really that great at, or
a Lucky Charms accent.
Lucky Charms.
I could have my children read stuff.
Oh, that would be good.
You'd sound like my
God. Let's do that. We'll get people. I'll get my nephew to read stuff. We'll get that going.
I know, that'd be awesome.
So please write up your stories and send it to us. This is just a great idea for a new app that we never ever thought of before.
Yeah.
Now. This is happening in real time. Yeah, we'll get people to read it, but just make sure that it's on the cleaner side. We don't care about language in our lives, but maybe the kids don't want to.
Yeah. Okay, we've got one more question, and I'm not sure how we're going to answer it.
Okay.
This is from Octum Casey in Atlanta, Georgia. And she says, I know you have some quote unquote stalking stories. Not actually stalking, just try and find the guys around town outside of a show. Do tell.
I'm going to address that. No.
We actually have some content coming up.
We do.
Some fun stories.
And we will tell some stuff, but other stuff we're not going to tell just because of actually the safety of the band for the most part. So I don't know all the answers. I know some of them, but I'm not going to just tell that to the world.
Right.
Even though I know some people do, I don't want to be part of that.
Exactly. And we will, whenever appropriate, if we have fun stories. Like, I've told the funny stories about being in Bono's car. And we have some fun stuff coming up we're going to talk about in the next month or so. Some fun episodes planned about some interactions with the band. But other than that, yeah.
Yeah, so for the most part, the answer is no. But
thanks for asking, Casey.
Yeah, thank you. Some things you just gotta keep, to just keep it to yourself, to cherish it like no one else is there. And as soon as we tell you guys, you're in that story too.
But we do have lots of fun stories, and we
do have fun stories.
We will tell interaction stories when pertinent to episodes.
Yeah.
So you got to keep listening.
You got to keep listening because there is some big stuff. Because obviously, we've got the band on more than one occasion.
Yeah.
But that said, and I want to make this very clear, a disclaimer is we don't actually know them.
No, we can't call them up.
No, we have no connection like that. We've just
been fans for a really long time.
long time. And when, you're around that long, shit happens.
Yeah,
All
shit
kinds of
happens.
shit happens. But we do have stories that aren't too far away.
We have them in
We'll
the
get to hear
schedule.
some of those soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have a schedule, interestingly enough. This I mean, whether or not we'll keep the schedule, that's another story altogether. We do have a schedule. And though we've been planning this for a while, I kind of thought this podcast wasn't going to happen for a while, but I'm really glad it did. We can just do another one sometime soon. We just have a lot of time on our hands, like the rest of you right now.
Right. So awesome. Well, thank you, everyone who sent in those questions, and we hope that you all will send in more.
Please send in more.
People send in questions.
And, I mean, that last question, it's a great question, and I didn't mean to, dismiss it. We absolutely will tell you guys stuff, but those questions are just fine. I mean, if we something to tell.
Well, and also, if we answered this question now, we would not have content for later.
Yeah.
We're not going to give it all away now.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll just give you, little bites at a time. I mean.
Yep. We got to keep them coming back for more.
We do.
There's always more.
Spoiler alert, there's more.
Okay, well, that was fun.
Yes, very fun. Thank you, guys. And thank you for listening. And if you find yourself, bored, we have quite a library for you to go back and listen to. And
yeah, we do.
It's fun. And we're like this off the podcast, too. We're not, acting here.
No,
we're not very good.
This is just us.
At all. In fact, I would love to, that. So when you send us your stories, we can act them out, and you can see how bad of actresses we are. I don't know. I've never acted, actually, but
this is so true.
I assume I'm a bad actress.
In the 4th grade, I got the lead in our school musical.
Oh my God! Really?
I was Abigail Adams in the Red Barn production of Dear Abby.
Very cool.
And I've never done anything since.
I did drama in high school, but it was mostly tech stuff. I did act a little bit, but not that much. We had some play, and I had a long soliloquy. It was kind of weird.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's not my forte.
Apparently, my pre-puberty voice was okay.
And
then once I hit puberty, I guess I couldn't really sing anymore. Who knows?
So I think I have a horrible voice. But a couple weeks ago, before all of this nonsense went down, I went over to a friend of ours. I went over to her house, and we sat on her deck and had quite a few drinks over the night and sang and sang and sang and sang all night long. Just sang. I don't do that because I think I have a horrible voice. But this was just absolute, when you have that just freedom, no or anything. And she said my voice was very good. She has a very good voice, but I think she was just that drunk.
I think I actually have an okay voice. It doesn't bother me. I don't mind singing. I don't need a solo on stage or something, or a microphone. But I mean, I think I'm on key. I think.
I don't even know what that is. So I'm not on it.
I honestly think it came from singing babies to sleep.
Yeah.
Because when you sing the babies, you're just really uninhibited. I don't know. That's what I take my personal.
That's so sweet. That just made me smile.
Oh, thanks. Okay, well, let's say thanks, everyone, and tell everyone else to send in more questions.
We will talk to you soon. We've got some big stuff in the works, so don't forget about us.
Yeah, we'll see you. Keep listening, and we'll chat soon.
Soon.
Okay, bye.
Hey there, listeners. If you're a U2 fan, you are more than likely aware of the work that Bono has done and continues to do in Africa. It's amazing work, and the exciting thing is you can get involved too. There are 2 simple ways. 1. Go to one.org and sign up to fight against extreme poverty. 2. Visit red.org to shop. What? Shopping helps? It sure does. By purchasing Red branded products, you are contributing to the Global Fund, which supports HIV/AIDS grants in many African countries. As your man says, Where you live should not decide whether you live or whether you die. So head on over to one.org and red.org to join the Garden Tarts in doing our part to end AIDS. Also, we love hearing from people and chatting with people, and of course, we love talking you too. So you can drop us a line on Instagram or Twitter at _gardentarts, or you can even email us at wearethegardentarts@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you soon. If you enjoy this podcast, we would love it if you would share it with your other YouTube-loving friends, as well as leave a review for us on whatever platform you use to listen to podcasts. We would really, really love that. May your music be loud and your whiskey be strong. Until next time, cheers.